Hi, this is Spencer Tillman, CBS Sports, and you're watching Bring the Pain Sports.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Nah. Welcome back, folks. Hey, listen. Here at BTP Sports, we definitely appreciate you guys and your fanship. And if you're not following us on social media, make sure you do so. We're on Facebook at BTP Sports Talk. We're on Twitter at BTP Sports. We're on the Instagram at BTP_sports. And make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, which is Bring the Pain Sports. And check out our new website. It's finally back up. It's btpsportstalk.com. And make sure you are downloading our KYND 1520, our radio affiliate, who's on the air for another few minutes. KYND 1520 AM. Download the app, listen to those guys. So, BTP Sports, realize there's no us without you. Thank you again. So, let's get back into some college football. ACC conference. I still call it the basketball conference, but that's just me. That's just me.
You're not the only one.
I ain't the only one? Okay. I just want to make sure.
Matter in that conference?
Florida State has kind of, and then Duke, Duke of all teams, actually has a football team now, Kelly.
How long?
Duke.
Just lost their starting quarterback, though.
Did they?
For the rest of the season.
When was this? It must have just happened.
Like last night.
Okay, I was going to say, because I hadn't heard that one. Wow, talk to me about that.
Again, it just came across my news feed that their starter is going to be out for the rest of the year.
Yikes,
Big
yikes.
hit for them.
Okay, so while you got the mic, talk to me about that conference in general and who you like.
Clemson.
Straight up.
Yeah, Clemson. Although I see Florida State coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't keep them down for long. They are the big recruiter in the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to come down to which one of them don't trip up during the regular season. But I've got Clemson heading back to the playoffs, if you will.
Okay, so you put them in the Final Four
Yeah,
already?
I've got them going. I've got them going. I think they've done great things.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're bringing back the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. So I think Clemson will be there again. And then I've got North Carolina on the coastal side, taking that end of it. But you know, again, Virginia Tech is one of those teams that they'll find a way to be competitive. Pitt, you never know what they're going to do. They'll be up and down. But again, I see Florida State, Clemson being the top two over the Atlantic side, and then North Carolina kind of dominating the coastal.
Speaking of Virginia Tech, they had the Buckeyes down last year, and it took a furious comeback for them. Braxton Miller, you know, drafted by the Texans, had to make some heck of a plays to get them back in that game. So you can never sleep on Virginia Tech.
You really can't.
Yeah. So, Jerry, talk to me about it.
I'm gonna go with Clemson. Mm-hmm. They're far and above everyone else, but I'm also gonna bring up Miami because a coaching change to somebody that understands what he's dealing with and what he's working with, and we must all remember, Miami is a private university. It's not a public university, even though folks have seen the changes over time and all what the football program looks like. But yes, Coral Gables is now a place to go and hang out.
Again.
And play, as they say, the U is they're making a move now.
Okay.
In the right direction. Everybody else outside of North Carolina on the coastal side,
There is nobody else to even talk about.
That's it.
Right? Yeah, Duke, like you said, losing their quarterback, Georgia Tech, Pitt, Virginia. And Kelly, talk to me about it.
Atlantic Division, it's going to come down to October 29th. Florida State and Clemson.
Yep.
That's it.
Whoever wins that game,
It's going to do it all.
Yes.
Jolivet.
Exactly. You have two most powerhouse teams for the past couple of years in that conference that are going to, duke it out, with the 1s and 2s, just, go 4 rounds for 60 minutes, a total of 60 minutes rather. And I was going to allude to the University of Miami as well because Mark Richt was an actual graduate and ex-quarterback of the University of Miami. And I think it'll take them a couple years to get going. But as far as the recruiting goes, they'll get into recruiting right off the bat because he has his name. And he was really let go for not doing well. Let's see, at Georgia, he should have won something.
Yeah.
But he was unable to do so and unable to produce. But they let him go for that. But hey, he's alumni of University of Miami. He knows how that system rolls. When he was there with Testaverde, he was behind all those guys, so
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing when it comes to recruiting game. But as far as the season goes, I really honestly think that Clemson is going to do it.
You could almost draw a
Because
parallel.
because I guarantee you, the defensive line players, even though with the loss of Shaq Lawson going into the draft this year, Coach Dan Brooks, who was the coach at Tennessee when I was there, he's going to be outside no matter what the weather is, whether it's 120 degrees or 30 degrees with shorts on and a T-shirt, and he's going to yell, "It's a great day to be alive," and start yelling at people and getting them. That's what he
You just start
We
yelling.
all know when the coaches yell, you get motivated, right?
When we're talking about TSU, man, that reminded me so much of my high school coach who, all the levels of football I've played, my high school coach was the toughest guy I ever played for. You know, so you just, like you said, you need one of those coaches. So I think we all in concurrence that Clemson is going to take the ACC conference.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go on to another one that's near and dear to us, which is the Southland Conference here, which of course has a lot of Texas-based SFA. You know, your alma mater there. Lamar, who of course we cover. Sam Houston State, Sean Wilburn, and Gator. That's for you. I know y'all alumni are there. McNeese, who actually took it last year. Louisiana, of course, but it's right outside of Texas. So, Kelly, talk to me about the Southland Conference.
McNeese. Not just because they got the best press box food.
Dude. Oh, yeah.
Cajun. Oh, yeah. Benjamin Rice, Crawford.
Yeah.
They have just traditionally, over the last couple of years, have progressed and saw improvement every year.
Right.
I think the days are done at Sam Houston.
I was just going to ask you about that. Yeah.
I think the days are done. I mean, they're still going to have a good program, but they're not going to sweep into that playoff like they've done in the past.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. HBU, as always, is going to be at the bottom of the conference, but they're showing. I cover HBU.
They were 0 for last year, right?
Yeah.
No, they were.
They lost all their conference games, I know, right?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
But they're showing improvement, and everybody kind of looks at HBU and kind of goes, "Oh, it's a joke program. Da 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 da. It's not very good." But they're showing improvement out there.
They just started the
I know.
football
Vic
program.
Shealy's doing a great job out there, and Shannon Kelly's doing a great job, coaching. And they're coming up. I mean, it's still going to be years before they're going to contend. But if you want to see some good football, you got to go see HBU. I'm telling you, it's good football, and they got
be
some
there.
good teams coming in. We're going to be there.
Halloween Day, they play Lamar.
Yes.
Here at HBU, and we'll be there covering
In
that.
fact, the second game of the season, their first home game is HBU TSU.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Isn't that right? HBU TSU? Darwin?
Yes.
HBU TSU.
Yes.
Jerry, talk to me about it.
McNeese State, Stephen F. Austin. You all talk about Lamar because, they showed you some love. That's the same way with Robert and I with HBU.
Right.
I've been there from day one, from the initial Vic getting hired and them putting the process together, formatting a mascot, uniform for the football program, the emblem for the helmet. Growth is going to be a part of that program for a while, but the fact that they've got a good AD and a good president, Dr. Sloan and Steve Mariachi, it helps. They're in a metropolitan where, once again, they can get out, drive, ride the bus or whatever, walk, and find them some players and get some things done. And kids now, some of them don't want to go away from home. They don't mind being a pioneer because when you got to start a program, especially in football, you need some pioneers.
Yeah.
You need some guys that love the game and says, okay, I want to go and play. Mom and dad says, look, go and take the visit. They offering, we're going to take that.
And kids who may have been, like you said, local kids who may be good football players, but not necessarily U of H or Texas or Texas A&M good.
Right.
It's somewhere they can go and play.
Right.
And it's still Division I football. Right.
True.
So talk to me about it.
I'm with everybody, McNeese State. For some reason, I guess my heart doesn't want to let Sam Houston fall too far, so I still got them number 2.
You go to Sam?
I didn't, but they're always there.
Yeah.
They're always in that FCS playoff. So I'm with you guys though. I think Houston Baptist though gives Nicholls State and Abilene Christian a battle for not finishing last. And big shout out to C.J. Jackson, who's one of the linebackers for HBU.
Okay.
You described him to the T. He wasn't a UT recruit. He wasn't a A&M recruit, but a solid kid who's fundamentally sound and got on the team and is being a part of something, something special because they're building a program there. So, man, if they win 3 games, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be real good. So, again, McNeese State, though, to me is the cream of the crop.
The thing I was most shocked about with HBU was their facilities. For such a small startup program, they got nice facilities and a pretty decent stadium over there on campus.
they're
go ahead. Go
They're
ahead, Rob.
eventually going to take out that CVS because
And expand.
well, the school owns the CVS land, and when
okay.
CVS lease runs out, they're going to tear that, build up the locker rooms because right now the locker rooms are just trailers,
Okay.
and build that up. It's a nice little statement. In fact, when they first started playing that exhibition season, they played a straight Jesuit, and it's almost a carbon copy of straight Jesuit. I
remember
I wanted to say the TSU game is on September 10th
Okay.
at HBU.
Good. Okay, so we're pretty much in concurrence that McNeese is going to run away with that. So finally, we got to go to the Sun Belt Conference, which, again, Texas has some stake in. We've got Texas State is in that conference. My man, Meshack Reeves, one of my ex-teammates, Texas State alumni. What do you guys think? Jolivet, real quickly. What do you think about the Sun Belt Conference? Georgia Southern is defending champion.
Well, when you have Georgia Southern, those guys come to play.
Yeah.
You never really can't dirty South Georgia boys.
I'll call them Blue Bama because their uniforms are
because
identical to
they're gonna
Bama
play
except
hard,
it's
they're
blue.
gonna hit you. It's just something about when you get east of the Mississippi River, the football gets totally different. It gets totally different harder.
You're right.
Linemen in the trenches is just totally different. And when you do that, I just like, man, you know what? Give it to them. They play a different style.
I don't have to tell you quickly, so who's your pick?
Really? Arkansas State.
Yeah. Arkansas State?
Yeah.
Really? Shocker.
Yeah.
Shocker. I thought it was going to be Georgia State across the board.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Arkansas
Georgia
State.
Southern. My
No.
mistake.
I'm thinking Arkansas State. I think they've got some good, solid program there. And they're kind of like I said about Washington State with Mike Leach. They're kind of sleeper. Nobody pays attention to them, and I think they're going to sneak in there and take it.
That's a really good.
That's a ballsy pick,
That
man.
really is.
Yeah.
Well, you know me. I'm ballsy.
You are. You are. You really are. You really are. So, who you got?
Yeah, he almost got me there, but I'm gonna go Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to because I just don't see anybody else making a concerted effort or a surprise visit to the championship, getting by Georgia Southern.
It's another one of those teams where, until proven otherwise,
Right.
That's
you know,
that's
you-
what
you-
it is.
Now,
you
that
got-
conference has got a lot
beat
of
the man, you got to beat the man.
Right.
And nobody beat him yet.
they're too spread it out and
Yeah.
and no traveling fan base, and we've all been there at some point
Yeah.
during the season. You got to have somebody sitting in the stands beside the home crowd.
Right. And finally, the FBS Independents, which is only 4 schools. I mean, you got Know Their Lane. I'm sorry, Notre Dame, my bad. Army, Brigham Young, and UMass. So it's
UMass is in the football business?
exactly
Yes.
another basketball school. So that's I mean, out of those 4,
BYU.
yeah, BYU. I would say Know Their Lane, but that's just me. I mean, but they all compete like Notre Dame.
The reason I'm saying BYU is okay. You look at that Big 12. They're trying to expand. They're one of the teams that wants to come to the Big 12.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to try to impress people
Yeah.
and hopefully steal away from U of
Yeah.
H.
Notre Dame, and they pretty much play a Big Ten schedule. They might as well join the Big Ten because that's pretty much all they play with the USC. But hey, folks, we definitely appreciate you guys joining us in our season premiere. Make sure you come back for our NFL kickoff show in a couple of weeks. So for Damian Jolivet, Robert Kelly, AJ Jones, my man Jerry Woodley, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.